From 4 News Now, with live updates throughout the day, breaking news as it happens, and weather every 10 minutes. This is KXLY Plus.
Good morning. For 4 News Now, I'm Rob King. Coming up next week, the latest Extreme Team project will be revealed. And here to give a little teaser as to what it is, KXLY's Mark Peterson. Mark, what can you tell us about this latest project?
First of all, we're very excited about this one, and some things have gone very well for us this last week. We're doing a women-to-women fund renovation of their office space. Women-to-women fund 20 major grants and about 30 minor grants throughout a year towards nonprofits that are for the improvement of women and children. It's the timing on what they do, it's exploded because of the need. And that's maybe the sad part, but the happy part is that we're going to be able to give them more efficient use of what is their current office. They had an area with like a living room and it was never used. So we're making that into offices for them. They'll then vacate 2 smaller offices, and those will be used for other nonprofits so that they can have a mailing address. They can have storage. They'll be able to separate the reality of their nonprofits and the mentality of what they have to do, which is a lot of times very serious, from being at home. And so I think that that's going to be a huge deal. One of them is Fail Safe for Life. And Mrs. Votava runs that one. She's an amazing woman with an amazing story. And she lost both of her brothers within 6 months, I believe it was 2008, to suicide. She became a therapist, and their suicides drove her to find ways to identify and really look at the issue of suicide prevention. And so when I talked to her, she went on vacation, but when I talked to her, she was very emotional about it. And when asked, what does this mean for you personally? She said, my husband already has plans for all the room that I'm taking up with all of the paperwork and the pamphlets and the storage, but also I'll be able to put those emotions on a shelf for a little bit and go home and have a different life there as well, instead of combining the two all the time. So some moving stories there. Garco and Modern Drywall hooked up on Tuesday and Wednesday to build the walls. They had an opening in their schedule, and they snuck us in. They were going to do it Monday. So that gives us a little breathing room. So now we have to paint. We're putting in ProSource is helping us with carpet. Shad McLeod is going to be installing it. Mountain States Electric got everything electrified. So we're ahead of schedule. So, Rob, you know the minute I say that, something's going to happen. I'm picking up things right now for the project. Some of the paint supplies, Rod is supplying the paint. So all of these people, Gold Seal Plumbing, all of these people come together to help the Extreme Team. And if they didn't answer the phone, I wouldn't be able to do these projects. So I want to thank each and every person that sees me calling and says, this is going to cost me, but I'm going to answer this phone. It really is fun. I couldn't leave you without giving you a little weather update. Do you
please. Mind? Love it.
Okay. So I've been driving all over out into the valley. Now I'm heading back in, and the roads are in really good shape. They got some plowing done yesterday after our 2.7 inches of snow. We said 1 to 3 inches. We were pushing it a little bit. And so the roads are in pretty good shape. But tonight they're going to refreeze. Those side roads and untreated roads are going to be slippery tomorrow morning. But then the sun comes out tomorrow. Today we're going to be in the mid-30s. Tomorrow we're going to be into the upper 30s, maybe 40. And we're going to have a beautiful couple of days, and it's perfect weather to set up for the Extreme Team. Horizon Credit Union has their volunteers all lined out. They're going to be there all next week. Dear friend Curtis Force, he's going to be there helping us out. Stuart Lee's going to be helping us out. Veterans Community Response, VCR, are doing the exterior updates, and we're just going to clean things up and help them that way. We have a lot of pieces to this. And Kapal Stoneworks, we're doing some custom stonework inside of there. So, yeah, there's going to be some basics that are really going to be nice, and the new carpeting and stuff. The carpeting in there now is old and now gone. We ripped it out. But we're also going to do some specialty things for the they'll be able to have other nonprofits use this conference space that we're building as well. And so it's going to be a warehouse of help for women and children and their future needs over the next, I think they at least for 10 years. So we're very excited about it.
Mark,
Do you have any other questions?
For some people who don't know, why don't you just explain a little bit about what the Extreme Team does? We know it's a household name in this newsroom, but for people who don't know, why don't you kind of talk about the work they do?
We have a crazy Norwegian running it, and it started about 12 years ago. And what we do is we are a 501c3. We're a nonprofit. And what we do is we do projects that will help other community investments that we have, other nonprofits, things like that. Our model has changed a little bit. We try and really get more bang for our buck when we try to pick projects that help a number of people in different areas of town. And of course, then every year we hook up with hometown Chevy dealers, and we will go in and build baseball fields for communities that need them in order for the kids to get outside and enjoy the game of baseball, softball, and things like that. So we exist 5-6 projects a year. They take a lot of time and a lot of volunteer effort to make them work. And again, I can't say thank you enough to the people who show up each time.
Mark, do you have a project in particular that maybe the Extreme Team's done in the past where maybe you saw your personal work and you were like, wow, I did a good job on that one?
I don't know. I leave my mark or drops of blood on every project. I'm the only one who's ever been injured, by the way, in an Extreme Team.
That tracks.
Yeah, it really does, whether I'm at home or working. No, so in every project over the last 8 years, I've left a geometric form somewhere on the walls or within the building. I sort of leave my stamp with that, and that's sort of fun to figure out how I'm going to incorporate that and slide it in there and see if anyone notices. I think that we did the Big Red Barn at the Spokane Humane Society, and I designed a human bar, that people could use and design the lighting and stuff like that. And it was sort of a custom build, and they thought I was crazy, but it turned out beautiful. I mean, sometimes they look at me and go, "Are you serious?" My best, absolute favorite piece that I've ever designed and built was the Vietnam Memorial, the interactive Vietnam Memorial that we put out into the valley. It brought tears to my eyes when I saw it finished, because you don't know how something's going to turn out until all these other craftsmen build something that you saw in your head. It's my brain. We don't know exactly what I'll be seeing, but this turned out really nice, based on a Huey helicopter, which represented Vietnam, and the tail section of an attack helicopter. And we managed to get that piece via Boston through California. And it was a rare piece, and then we built around it, and it turned out really nice. So I'm proudest maybe of that design feature that I came up with. But I have a lot of people around me who go, "Okay, I see what you want to do there. Why don't we try this, and see if that doesn't work?" And so everybody helps. I mean, there's 100 ways to do something right. I hopefully find the most efficient way because I have good people helping me.
Well, Mark, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Why don't you tell people when the reveal will be for this latest project?
Okay, so Monday, sort of a banker's holiday, President's Day, we're going to start in earnest. That's when the volunteers show up. That's when we start really doing the body of the work. We'll have updates on Good Morning Northwest and 4 News Now at 5 and 6 each day, plus Nightside. But Thursday at 5 and 6, that's when at 5 we reveal a little bit, and at 6 we show you the whole lot. And hopefully surprise some of the
AM or PM 5 and 6.
Yeah, PM, but PM. I'll be on in the AM before I'm on in the PM. So on Good Morning Northwest, we'll have updates all week long. But then on Thursday, we'll go live with everybody there, and we'll show you what we've done from start to finish. And it's always fun. Everyone's always nervous because we're trying to get everything done. And sometimes it's a real scramble. Sometimes it's real relaxed. And that's when I know we've forgotten something.
Well, hopefully you don't forget too much this time because we really like the Women Helping Women Fund. They do a lot of good work in our community. Mark, thank you for your time. I know you're a busy man, so I'll let you go and appreciate your time.
Okay, and by the way, I am sitting in a parking lot of one of my sponsors, FMI. I've got to go in and get some stuff for this, but so I'm not driving. Just to let you know, I've been looking at this a long time. People go like, how's he doing that?
No hands on the wheel?
Yeah, no, we're good. We're good. All right, guys. Have
All
a
right,
great
Mark.
day.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Talk to you later.
You bet.
And as Mark said, you can watch that reveal 4 News Now live on Thursday in our evening news, 4 News Now at 5 and 6. Thank you, Mark, for a little bit of your time. If you missed some of this interview, the full thing will be up on KXLY Plus and KXLY.com in just a moment. But for now, live in studio, I'm Rob King for 4 News Now.